I do refer a lot of clients to Lindamood-Bell, especially because I know the research behind it. I know that it's evidence-based. I know personally that it helped my son, and I've seen it help dozens of families whose children have gone through the program. I'm Dr. Oren Boxer. I'm a clinical neuropsychologist, specifically a pediatric neuropsychologist. My job is to do assessments with kids. Our recommendations after the assessment are evidence-based, which means we are going to make recommendations that have been proven in the science and the literature to be most effective for the child. The reason for that is because we don't want kids to be in clinical environments or clinical situations where they don't experience any kind of benefit. So anytime we make a recommendation, it's evidence-based. We're pretty sure it's going to have a significant impact on the child's trajectory and their development. I've known about Lindamood-Bell and their intervention probably since my internship at UCLA, where I learned about different evidence-based reading interventions, and I was fascinated by how the Lindamood-Bell intervention, how that so dramatically changes the brain. That was fascinating to me, and ever since then I've been keeping up with the literature that Lindamood-Bell puts out and helping families understand how the intervention works. When my 14-year-old was about 6 or 7, I'd noticed that he's been struggling to learn how to read. He knew all his letters, knew most of the letter sounds, but when he started to decode, especially longer words, he was forgetting the beginning sounds of words and just was never able to blend the sounds and actually decode and start reading. Between 1st and 2nd grade, that summer that we introduced Lindamood-Bell, and everything changed after that. He went through the summer program, and I dropped him off most days, and when we picked him up, he talked about how much fun he had, and you could see the progression in his reading and how he had improved. After the intervention, his reading really took off. I think when he was in 5th grade, he was reading at the 7th grade level. So his reading continued to stay high and his comprehension was strong. So he always loved reading after that intervention. The sign, I think, for us as parents was that he was picking books up and he wanted to read and was showing off that he could read and wanted to read to his younger brother. And a lot of families ask, do you have to do this again and again? And my answer is typically that usually after this intensive intervention, the brain has rewired. And oftentimes, if the child starts reading, that's a self-generative kind of process, and the reading improves as they're reading more frequently.